this all started basically 18 years ago, back in the days of in Victor Harbour, where I decided to put on a bit of a display. I'd met Rob a couple of years earlier than that at a swap meet, a big major swap meet for South Australia back in those days, and through that we've just had a good friendship and everything like that, and then decided one day that nobody actually really got to see our collections. That was always one of the things, so decided to put on display, and June long weekend back in 1990, which was just a huge success. And then from there we just continued on, and then we spent a couple of years in Victor Harbour, and then we went to Harndorf,
yes,
and then as time went on, a couple of years went by, we used to go to this big South Australian swap meet at the Birdwood Mill, which then they were deciding not to do it anymore. And then I sort of took the initiative on to then hold it in Adelaide at the showgrounds back in '94. Huge success, and 14 years later, we're here.
It's something we have a passion for, both of us, both collecting and meeting collectors and promoting the hobby as a hobby. We both really enjoy it. It takes a lot of Andreas's time, a little bit of my time, and we'd sooner do nothing else but do this. It's just fantastic.
Everyone laughs at me, but I just carry that with me, and it's just loaded with lots of stuff that I didn't get. So there's probably, I don't know, maybe 100 or 200 figures that I just still looking for. I saw them here last year, and I missed them. I hadn't said to the guy, I'll think about it, I'll come back, and when I came back they were gone. So found them this year, which was good.
We like to make a little bit of shonky cash on the side. Always makes things a little sweeter with the tax man. No, purely as a more of a hobby thing, and you get a few nice little scores for yourself as well. My prime interest is Hot Wheels. That's my vintage Hot Wheels. The classic core, that's probably one of the ultimate Hot Wheels. Only a very few of those came to Australia, and one in that good condition, that's about $250. So a lot of people looked at it, but no one's been prepared to put their hand in their pocket yet. But we may get close later today, so we'll see what happens. I'll be quite happy if it goes home. These little guys, Zeroids, I love those. They're little robots from about 1966. I was never allowed to have one of those when I was a kid. They were always very expensive, but I got one yesterday and I got that one today. So I'm very happy. We do it, man, more for the fun of it, and the interaction between the customers is a really good thing, and you make a lot of great friends through it, and a lot of the people that come to this, you know them, personally, and it's that's what makes it a nice thing. I think it's more than the business, more than the money.
They're wonderfully tactile. It's the feel of them in your hands, and playing with them, moving them from one mode to the next. And I counted them the other day. I have 857. It's one of those things where when you've got such a big collection, you start to you get the little droops and drabs as they come in, and you just grab it out. So.
I've done the last 3 years as a dealer, 3 years before that as a collector. So wouldn't miss one now, but love them. You find yourself buying a lot of stuff and thinking, I know someone that'll want that, and so you grab it, and I think I can make money on that, so you grab it, and then before you know it, you got a shed full of toys, and you think, what am I doing all this? So you open a shop. 90% of the people that come into our shop The comments you hear all the time is, I had that as a kid, or I'm looking for this, I used to have it as a kid, or my mum never bought it for me. It's all those things, so it's all to do with the childhood. I try to keep the mix between dealer and collector pretty even so that I can afford to keep buying for my own collection, but sell a lot of it as well so that you can just keep going. But there's over the other side there's a Hopalong Cassidy tin, which was like a little sweets tin, I think it is, and I've been negotiating with the guy for the last 24 hours. He's not moving too much, but I think I'll probably end up buying that before I go. Yeah, this one I picked up just recently online again. I actually bought one myself at the toy fair about 4 years ago, and it's absolutely beautiful gun. When you pull the trigger, the barrel goes in and out. When the caps go off, they spark and light up the chamber there. All die-cast metal, made in England, and very hard to get piece, but you get lucky sometimes.
We had a lot of interest. We had people umming and ahhing and say, yes, I'll take it. We just about wrap it up. Then their wives get here very quickly, or their partners, and drag them away by the ear. Seemed to be a bowl to chase them, I think, most of the time, rather than their wives, but I'm sure we'll sell it by tomorrow. When there's interest, there's always a margin of bartering now. So who will come back or who won't.
I come every year to the toy fair, absolutely. It's fantastic. It's the highlight of my year. On and off, I've been collecting since I was a child, but I regret to say most of my childhood collection ended up in the sandpit or the garbage bin. I'm a bit of a robot fan, and like most people my age in the 60s and the 70s, I was lucky enough to have toy robots, and my profession is that I'm an engineer, so I really enjoy the mechanical design, the styling of the era, the 60s and the 70s, and just the fascination of how they were put together. Well, there's one over, I can't mention the stall's name, but it's a bit over that way, and it's in the hundreds of dollars. So hopefully by the end of today and tomorrow, I will have sold enough of my Matchbox cars to get enough money to go and buy the $450 robot on the other side, if it's still there for sale. It could be gone by then, but that's the risk that you take.
I think the X, Y, G generation, whatever you want to call it, have the money to spend now, and they're buying back a childhood memory, something in a box, something they remember playing with, a good time of their lives. No matter what you've done, you're buying back that memory, and you'll always have that, and to display it, not let your kids play with, that's the next hardest step.
You know, it's the thrill of the hunt. You know, it's just, that's part of collecting, and I think it's as much fun just to look and not find as what it is to actually find.
You know, the event of what we're doing now I'm so proud of, but also collecting is very addictive too, so you never stop,
It's
you know.
a drug, isn't it?
It is, it
really
really is, you know, it's
non-stop, would not stop. We'll never stop.
Be a sad life without collecting something, I think.